Welcome to my lunar blood moon eclipse.
My friend and I have come out to a quiet spot to try and film the lunar eclipse. They call it a supermoon, but I've got to be honest, when you look up in the sky, it doesn't actually look that super. I mean, it is very bright, but it doesn't look an awful lot bigger than it normally does. It's going to go bronze or reddish. It's sort of, I don't know what the colour is really, but it's going to go a non-moon colour, and that means we're all going to die. So I thought I'd capture the moment for posterity. Not that there'll be any posterity if we all die, because it's the end of the earth, but there you go. So, positive outlook. I've come to a nice little lake because moonlight over water is always a good idea. I thought maybe I'll do this at the coast, and then I thought, no, you need to put some trees between you and the moon. Moons look better with trees in front of them. It also gives you a sense of the scale of everything, nature, and I don't know, when you start looking up and you see the interaction between the earth and the sun and the moon, and then you start thinking, you see the stars and you're thinking those are lots of little suns, and they're probably solar systems. Well, there are solar systems, and then you start thinking, yeah, but where are these? Where are the solar systems are in the universe? There's galaxy. No, the solar system's in the galaxy. Galaxies in the universe. Where's the universe? What's the universe in? And then what's that in? And what's that in? It's the sort of thing that could sort of really push you over the edge, I think.
Moon.
You can tell I've got quite a lot of time to wait before this eclipse kicks off because I'm waffling. It's my last waffle before we all die, so I'm going to make the most of it. Oh, it should be starting now. There is now a very clear shadow over the moon. It's a proper eclipse type thing, and it's very black. It kind of almost looks as though it's going to obscure the whole moon and everything's going to go completely black. It doesn't look like it's sort of turning red, it actually looks like you've got a black chunk out of the moon. Pretty impressive. I had this kind of halo around the moon, and I just thought it was the atmosphere or something. And then I took some shots on my little minicam, and they were crystal clear, and I thought, that's a bit strange. And now I thought maybe it's because I can't adjust the aperture, maybe something like that. Take the lens off. I took the lens off and it was soaking wet, and I looked at the end of the lens and it was all frosted up completely. It is really quite cold now, and condensation is building up on the lens, so it's happening quite frequently. So I'm actually having to wipe the lens quite regularly just to keep it clean. It's 3:15, so I would say by 3 to 3:15 I would imagine it will be fully eclipsed, and then hopefully it will start to show really red. I just hope it's bright enough to be able to catch footage of it, because I'll be gutted if it's not. It's now 4:30 in the morning, and I have driven up to a spot where I'm going to stick around and film the sunrise. So I'm going to try and grab a couple of hours of sort of cab sleep. Well then, if I kind of look like Scott of the Antarctic, it's 'cause it is absolutely freezing. I grabbed an hour or so of the sort of sleep where you just kind of find yourself nodding forwards and then dribbling and then waking up in a kind of embarrassed and slightly startled fashion in the cab. But you know what? Surprisingly, I survived the apocalypse, because I'm now standing here on the side of a hill looking out across the skyline, ready for the sun to come up, and the moon is kind of behind me. Meanwhile, if I'm wobbling around rather a lot, that's because my hand is shaking, because it is freezing. I've got some salopettes in the van, but do you know what? I can't be bothered. I just want the sun to come up and then I can go home and have a coffee and go to bed. I can't remember being this cold since it was cold. Oh look, the moon's just about to set.